Hi there, my lovely friends. How's it going? How's your preparation going? Let me know in the comment section below. This video is for all the viewers who wanted to ask me that what sort of questions are included in the error correction part of the exam. I've included plenty of choices, plenty of options for you to see. These are the sort of questions that can come in the exam. And once you've prepared for all parts of speech in detail, then this part is the easiest of all, and you can score maximum marks in this. It's going to be a recipe for success for you. So stick around with me till the end of the video and see what I have in store for you. And just a humble request, just be generous enough to hit the like button. This is really important for my motivation and my stability on YouTube, because I'm quite new here. So let's see what I have in store for you, but before that, hit the like button. So as I told in the intro that this part of the slideshow is going to acquaint you with the kind of questions that you can get for the error correction part of the exam. Here's a sample question. Identify the correct preposition. Divide this cake in 4 parts. As you know, the preposition used in this sentence is in. So what can be the proper option? Divide this cake by 4 parts. This sounds wrong. Divide this cake to 4 parts. This sounds also wrong. Divide this cake into 4 parts seems to be the most appropriate option. I know it's a baby question, but the idea behind this is to acquaint you with the type of questions that you can get, and you can prepare accordingly. So let's review our next sample question. Which part of the sentence has the error in it? Our sentence is, he's annoyed with your behavior. I'm sure you're able to figure out the wrong part, the wrong preposition which has been used. So he's annoyed by your behavior, not with your behavior. So this is the wrong option and this is the right option. So the idea behind this is just to familiarize you with the pattern of the questions, with the type of the questions. So let's review our next question related to the error correction part of the exam. Our question is, which part of the word has error in it? I saw a bad dream last night. Is it a bad dream? Is it last night? Or is it saw? I know you're practicing English teachers, so you are able to figure out that I had a bad dream last night, not saw a last dream. This is the inappropriate tense. So basically you need to prepare thoroughly for every domain of grammar for the error correction part of the exam. It can be. So let's review our next question. Carlos is the only one of those students who dash live up to the potential described in the yearbook. Our options are has or have, and we can see here that this section is based on the agreement of subject and verb. We should match the verb with the subject. If the subject is singular, the verb has to be singular. If the subject is plural, the verb has to be plural as well. So looking at this example, we know that our subject who refers in this case to the only one, which is singular. So that's why our option will be this one. Carlos is the only one of the students who has lived up to the potential. Somebody might get confused by seeing the plural students, but it's only one. We are referring to only one. So subject is one, that's why we are going to choose a singular helping verb. So the bottom line here is that questions can range from parts of speech, as I showed in the first 2 slides, or it can be based on grammar. For instance, this question is based on the agreement of subject and verb, or it can be about tenses. Let's review our next sample question. Which part of the sentence has the error? I have forgot to bring your picture. So this part is related to the verb tenses. So the bottom line here is to introduce you or to acquaint you with the kind of topics that can be there in error correction part of the exam. As I told you previously, they can range from parts of speech, verb, adverb, noun, pronoun, or they can be about grammatical concepts such as agreement of subject and verb, or they can be based on tenses. So here, if you see here, which part of the tense has the error? I forgot to bring your picture. Is it related to pronoun? There is nothing wrong with the parts of speech here. Is it infinitive? There is nothing wrong here. But there is something wrong with the tense here, because the wrong form of the verb has been used here. So I have forgotten to bring your picture. This has something to do with present perfect tense. We use the third form of the verb, not the first form of the verb, in present perfect tense. So you can point out the mistake very clearly. Let's review our next question. Choose the correct form of the highlighted part. He should have not gone. So is it he should have gone, is it he should not have gone, or he should have gone? This part of the exam is about the English word order. If you know what's the particular English word order, that is subject, verb and object. So if you put the object in a wrong place or the subject in a wrong place, everything changes the meaning. The entire meaning of the sentence is changed. So it sounds wrong if you say that he should have not gone there. So the correct thing, the correct sentence would be he should not have gone there. So the idea here is to introduce you that you can get questions from various aspects of in this part. You can get questions about parts of speech, agreement of subject and verb, or related to tenses, or it can be about the specific word order, which is, for example, you can review here the rabbit, which is the subject, attacks people. So you can put the main verb or helping verb and then the main verb, and then you can put the object. So if you see here, the rabbit attacks people with a pen, or the rabbit attacks with a pen people. That would be totally wrong. You can say the rabbit attacks people with a pen. That can be the right placing. So if you put here with a pen, if you put it here, that would be totally wrong. So this is everything to do with the specific word order. You have where you have to place the subject, where should the helping verb go, and where should the main verb go, where should the object be. You should have a clear idea about that to point out such errors. Now let's review our next question. Choose the correct form of the highlighted part. If I was you, I could get a new job. So the idea behind including this slide is to tell you or to let you know that questions can come about conditionals as well. There is first conditional, there is second conditional, and the third conditional or mixed conditionals as well. So you should prepare thoroughly about it. Don't think that you are a practicing teacher. You can ignore these things, but it's always good to have a random refreshing session and revise and review all the rules related to the usage of all these concepts and things such as first conditional, second conditional, and third conditional. So if you have prepared thoroughly, you are able to point out the errors, whether it's first conditional error, second conditional error. Sometimes they write the concept name here and they say, is it the error of first conditional, second conditional, or the third conditional? So if you look at this sentence, if I was you, I would get a job. But if you see the usage or the rules of the second conditional's usage, so the structure is that you put if and you put past simple and you use the verb were, and then you use would or wouldn't. So if I won $1 million, I would buy a new car. Or it's a hypothetical situation. If I were you, I would quit smoking. So here also it's a hypothetical situation. So we will put if I were you, I would get a new job. So this part of the sentence has an error in it, because unless you are not familiar with the usage of first conditional, second conditional, and third conditional, you might not be able to point out the mistake. So that's why it's very important to refresh your knowledge about each and every concept once again. So that was all from my side. The idea behind this video was to let you know that what kind of questions can come for the error correction part of the exam. I hope you found it helpful. Please, before you end the video, hit the like button because it matters a lot for my motivation and my stability on YouTube. And also drop in some nice comments, please. And I'll see you in my next video, which is about linguistic part of the exam. I've already started working on it and it will be uploaded either today or tomorrow. Best of luck for your exam.